this is great. We got Tony, Bill, and JB in with us this morning, and you guys brought in these cool, like, two really awesome bikes, and these are really interesting. And Bill, you were saying you built this one yourself?
Yeah.
So what year is this?
It's a 72.
1972. It's a Honda CB
750.
CB 750. So how did you that's not what they look like originally from the factory at all.
Well, actually, that's the stock frame.
Is it?
But I did things like lengthen the tank and created the seat out of another tank, and put all the electrical components up in the tail section. And
So completely reworked the whole thing, and then it looks like you bought a bunch of custom parts for it too.
well, yeah, I bought some parts and made some parts and
Very cool.
Just changed some things.
And Tony, your bike here is the other Honda.
Yeah.
And what year is that one?
It's a 78.
Or is that like what year is that one? Depending on which part I'm looking
The
at.
frame is a 70. The frame is a 78
And the engine's
CB 400 Hawk, and the engine is a 85 Nighthawk.
Very cool. So these are called cafe racers, and they're a little bit different. You think of the guys in motorcycle clubs. There's often guys with the the Harleys with the ape hangers, and then there's the guys on the sport bikes with the mohawks on their helmets. And you guys have a different attitude about bikes entirely, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And what is it, JB? I know you're in the club that's having the rally this weekend.
I mean, just the idea is just bare bones, super sexy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the joy of like seeing bikes like this, you can not ever meet the person, see the bike, and kind of get an idea of who the person is.
Mm-hmm. You know that when I see this one and I see that it's all completely restored and completely together, it's got to be Bill.
Yeah, with a few little dings in it.
And with a few little dings in it. A couple of scratches, a couple of dings, some gray hairs.
Scratches now. It gets ridden.
Yeah, this one does, because you ride the Crest Road and you go all the way around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about the rally this weekend, guys.
It's going to be a blast. So Friday, we'll be at the Press Club. No, sorry, Tractor on 4th.
Okay.
I believe bikes are going to be rolling in at 5:30.
Okay.
There'll be a few of us earlier.
Bikes and music and everything.
Bikes, music, vendors.
And generally vintage
auctions.
bikes, right?
Huh?
Vintage bikes.
Absolutely.
And they're all like pre-1980, pre-19...
Well, we had to change it up just a little bit. We had a few friends had to build like 84s. So it's
Only
like
a 30-year-old bike. Oh.
What we're trying to do is just keep the feel of what we're building. As long as it's hand built, not a built well bolt-on boy.
Right.
So we're looking for stuff that's actually custom fabbed. Heart, soul, sweat equity,
Right.
blood equity in it.
Right. Well, Tony, looks like you did that with your bike.
Yeah, that was just a sort of project. By random.
How long did it take you to put this thing together? Because it looks like you repainted it, you took off the seat, you took off pretty much everything
I found
from
the
the
bike with the blown motor, and then I just sort of waited until the parts came up. That motor came up, and I grabbed it for like $100 and started throwing together the bike.
And it's street legal, like it's.
Yeah, it's good to go. It's registered, plated, and I have everything except for front turn signals. But
Very cool. How long does it take to do a build like that? It's not like a one weekend thing, right?
I mean, it depends on how much you really want to get in there. I like to sort of let it go at its own pace, and then when I find the parts like the tank or whatever, and let the ideas kind of come. So I think that was about a year, just slowly working on it, So.
Yeah. And Bill, how long did you spend on your bike?
Mine was a year almost to the day from the day I got it, and I tore it to nothing.
Yeah.
And then started. And I had the idea of the look in my head before I started.
Where'd that come from? I know every artist, when you set out to do a project, you have an idea of what you want it to be. Where did yours come from? Was there like a bike you saw in a magazine when you were a kid that just inspired you?
Actually, it was an internet article that I read that was about cafe racers, and I just went, that's what I need to do, is build one of those.
Because you've been riding other bikes too, right?
Yeah.
Right. But this is, how is this different from the other bikes you have, like the BMWs?
Well, I wanted to build something that I could ride on the Crest Road, have fun in the twists and turns,
bomb the corners,
rather than sitting back as cruiser style. Cruiser style didn't. I did that for a couple of years, and I wasn't comfortable with it. My back ached. riding
Really?
cruisers. I need to lean forward to be comfortable.
Put your weight on your arms and
Well, no, you
Opposite
don't
of
put
most
your weight on
people.
your arms. You use your core to hold yourself. You
Right.
keep your arms relaxed.
yeah,
That's how you ride well.
yeah. And then you've got these real low drop bars, and you've got these high bars on yours, Tony. Like more of a.
Those are a supermoto style.
I was gonna say they look like a dirt bike. Yeah, that's a cool style. So
And
this is a cafe, and that's a street tracker, is what that is, right? And these things, they're
Essentially.
way different from what you think of when you think of Harleys, or you think of like the modern cross rocket kind of sport bike thing.
Yeah, they're
you
way
know,
cooler.
They're way cooler. They really are. and these things, I mean. Is this a cheap thing to do, or is this an expensive thing to do, or is it just
It
depend
could
on?
be. It could go either way.
Yeah? Because you
I
said you got your
probably,
motor for $100.
I probably
If you
poured
count your
more.
time, though, I mean, really, you're putting a lot of time into it,
Yeah.
too. So
If your labor's free, it can be cheap.
Yeah, yeah. If I'd had to pay for all the labor I put in, then it would have been
Mortgage
exorbitant.
payment.
Yeah.
exactly.
Right. So the rally, so it's a Friday at Tractor, and the Saturday is what, big ride?
There's a ride in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be meeting. Where we're
There's
meeting.
a website with all of that
Yes,
information.
It's on the
Yes.
copy. It's
And-
on the website.
Yeah. And then go from there and take
Yeah.
a big ride, and then Sunday there's
And
another
then
ride.
right around 4 or 5 o'clock, we'll start gathering and meeting at the press club, which is the award ceremony, the show and shine, food, you name it, live bands.
Sounds like a good
festivities.
time. Sounds
Yeah.
very cool. Well, let's walk on over here to the bikes and see what these things. Give me kind of a tour of your bike here, Bill and Tony, because I think these are very cool. I love that this one still has the Kickstarter on it. This is a nice rare
Yeah,
touch.
even though I don't use it, but yeah, the Kickstarters, it's part of the look.
Right.
But because I moved the pegs from down here up to here
Wait, why do you do that?
to get the stance and to get
So
my
that when you-
feet under me.
So when you ride, you're not doing this. You're doing like that.
Yeah, well, your feet are under you, so you can.
So you can
Yeah.
use the pedals and use it
Yeah.
more like a. Yeah, I can see how you can do that. Like more of a. I'm trying to think of the right word, but like a skier, you want to be able to have that right
or
kind
I
of.
think of it more like a jockey on a horse.
Right,
You were talking
right.
about the futurity.
Right,
earlier,
absolutely.
And that's more what I think of it is like a jockey on a
And
horse.
did you hand paint all of this?
No, I had a painter do the paint, but I've pretty much destroyed that now. I've dented it and scratched it and done all sorts of stuff to it now and dropped it a few times and things. So it's getting a little worn.
Yeah. And Tony, it looks like your bike is designed to be worn looking from the
Exactly.
outset.
I mean, I take it on trails all around dirt street. I just wanted to do a bike that I could just take anywhere and not even have to worry about it too much, you know. So
Very cool. Well, this one looks like. Is this an ammo box here?
that
you
is
put
an
on it?
ammo box that holds the battery and all the electrics. I just thought it would be fun to
It
try
is.
it and welded some custom brackets on it. And
When you build something yourself like this, you can do those crazy custom touches. Like, what is this? This is an interesting.
That's the oil tank.
That's the oil tank?
Yeah.
It's hot. The oil is hot. Like, you
Yeah.
rode this in this morning.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
this?
this
is
doesn't
not.
get trailered anywhere.
This is not like a regular oil tank, though. What is this originally?
Well, actually, that was built. Originally, it was made to be the finial on top of a flagpole.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I found a company that makes them, and all different sizes. I picked a size that I thought would hold enough oil, and then we put the fittings on it and turn it into an oil tank.
That's very cool. Well, why don't you start this one up for us? Let's hear it, and we'll see if we don't
Sure.
smoke up the studio too much here,
Well, hopefully it won't smoke too bad.
or go deaf. Right? Is it loud?
Yeah, it's a little one.
That's part of the fun, though, right? Oh yeah. That sounds like a lot of fun. Well, we'll be back in a couple of seconds in the morning brew. We'll be back with Monica and a whole bunch of other folks. James the Champion is here. We're talking about the Salsa Fiesta and a whole lot more on the morning brew.